Değerli belediye başkanlarımız,
Estimable
kıymetli
mayors,
yol ve dava arkadaşlarım,
distinguished friends,
hanımefendiler, beyefendiler, sizlere kalbi duygularımla
and
hasret
cause,
ve
ladies and
muhabbetle
gentlemen,
selamlıyorum.
I would like to cordially greet you all with
Belediye başkanları
longing love and
istişare ve
respect.
değerlendirme toplantımızın
I hope that
partimiz
the
ve ülkemiz için
consultation and
hayırlara vesile
assessment meeting
olmasını
for
Allah'tan
mayors
diliyorum.
will be auspicious for our
AK
party
Parti
and for
Yerel Yönetimler
uh,
Başkanlığımıza,
our country.
Sayın Başkan ve ekibine
I would like
bu
to
önemli
thank to
toplantıyı
the
tertip
President of
ettikleri
the
için
Presidency of
teşekkür
Local
ediyorum.
Governments and
Sözlerimin
his
hemen
team
başında
for having organized
COVID-19
this
hastalığı
important
sebebiyle
meeting. In the
vefat
beginning of
eden
my words, I would like
Konya
to
Çumra Belediye
convey my
Başkanı
condolences to
Halit
the family
Oflaz kardeşine
of the
Allah'tan
mayor of
rahmet,
Konya
eşine ve
Çumur
çocuklarına
district,
sabırlar diliyorum.
and pray
Bu
for the
arada
mercy of God on
tüm
his soul
Çumra
as he lost his
halkına
life
da
due to
başsağlığı
COVID-19. And I
dileklerimi
also
özellikle
extend
ifade
my
etmek istiyorum.
condolences to the people
Tüm
of
meclis
Çumra
üyelerimize
uh,
sabırlar diliyorum.
from the province of Konya,
Toplantımuza gelirken
and
trafik
wish
kazası
for
geçiren
patience
Ordu
for the
Büyükşehir
members of the
Belediye
Assembly.
Başkanımız Hilmi Güler
Ordu
Bey'e de
Mayor
geçmiş olsun
Hilmi Güler,
dileklerimi
Mr.
özellikle
Güler,
ifade etmek
have
istiyorum.
had an accident
Bu sabah
on his path,
ameliyatını geçirdi.
and I
Başarılı
wish
bir
for a
ameliyat.
quick
İnşallah
recovery
şöyle
for him.
bir
He
haftalık
has been operated on
istirahatten
today,
sonra
and after
o da
approximately a week of
mesaisine
rest,
inşallah
he will
başlayacaktır.
go back to work,
Biliyorsunuz geçen
hopefully.
hafta
As you know,
partimizin
last
19.
week
yıl
we
dönümünü
marked the 19th anniversary of
Mamak'ta
the foundation of
düzenlediğimiz
our
mütevazi
party
bir
with
programla
a humble organization
19
we
yıllık
held in
hizmetlerimizin
Ankara.
özeti
We
diyebileceğimiz
made the
dökümüyle
summary of the summary, if
ülkemizin
you like, the
geleceğine
service
dair
of the
hedeflerimizi
services
de
we have
kamuoyumuzda
delivered
paylaştık.
over the past 19
Parti
years, and we shared
günkü
our
samimiyetle
targets for the future.
19 yaşın
AK Party
heyecanı, 19
still
yılın
preserves
tecrübesiyle
its sincerity
mücadelesini
as it is our
devam
first
ettiriyor.
day, and continues with
19
its
yıl önce
struggle
milletin
very
umudu olarak
resolutely.
yine
19
milletin
years ago,
sinesinden
we
çıkmış bu
emerged
hareket,
from the hearts
Üstad
of our
Necip
nation
Fazıl'ın
as a hope
ifadesiyle
for future,
pekleşe
and as
pekleşe
Necip Fazıl, the
yoluna
poet,
devam
has said, this movement
14
is growing
Ağustos
more and more
2001'den beri
strong
AK Parti'nin
on
tüm
its course.
kademelerinde
So from
bu davaya
2002 on,
gönül vermiş,
in each and
hizmet
every rank
etmiş,
of AK
katkı
Party
sağlamış,
organization,
partimize
there have
oy
been
vermiş
many
tüm
who
kardeşlerime
contributed
bir kez
tremendously to
daha
our cause,
şükranlarımı
and I would
sunuyorum.
like to thank here
Ahirete
from here
irtihal
again
etmiş
to each and
dava
every one of them
arkadaşlarıma
wholeheartedly.
Rabbimden
And I
rahmet
pray
niyaz
for the
ediyorum.
mercy of God on
Büyük
the
ve
souls of
güçlü
those
Türkiye
friends at cause who
sevdasıyla
lost their
halen
lives.
bu çatı
And
altında görev
on
yapan,
under
ter
this
döken,
roof, there are
koşan,
still many
koşturan yol
friends
arkadaşlarımı
who are
gönülden
working day
tebrik
and
ediyor.
night, and I
Kendilerine
congratulate them
Mevla'dan
wholeheartedly
muvaffakiyetler
and wish and
Bize
pray for
millete
strength
hizmet etme,
and
bu
the
aziz
grace
milletin
of
hizmetkarı
God.
olma bahtiyarlığını bahşeden
And
Allah'a
I pray
sonsuz
and
hamdü
am
senalar
grateful
ediyoruz.
to
19
God
yıl önce
that He blessed us
dualarla,
with such
halis niyetlerle
a valuable cause.
diktiğimiz AK Parti
And 19
fidanı
years ago, the
hamdolsun bugün
sampling
83
we
milyonun
planted
tamamını kuşatan
now
ulu bir
has
çınara
grown
dönüştü.
into a big
10,5
plain
milyonu aşan
tree
üye sayısıyla
that
ülkemizin en büyük siyasi partisiyiz.
brings
Girdiğimiz
all
tüm
under
seçimlerde
its branches.
açık ara
And
milletin
we have
teveccühüne mazhar
emerged
olmuş
victorious in
bir
each and every election
hareket.
we participated, and we
Milletimizin
are a
tüm
movement
fertlerini,
that addresses the
bütün
needs of
renklerini
our
bünyesinde
country.
barındıran
We have
güçlü
all
bir
the
kadroyuz.
colors and all the
19
values of
yıl
our
gibi kısa bir
nation
sürede
in
Türkiye'yi
our structure,
başarıdan
and
başarıya
in a short
taşımış,
period of time,
siyaset tarihine altın
in 19
harflerle
years,
nakşolmuş
we have made
bir
a
partiyiz.
history, and we have brought
Bizlere
many
böyle bir
services
imkanı,
to our
böyle bir
people.
onuru nasip
And
ettiği
I
için
again feel
Rabbimize
very
ne
grateful,
kadar hamd etsek
and it
azdır.
won't be enough for us
Kardeşlerim,
to pray
14
um,
Ağustos 2020 tarihi itibariyle
to God,
19
as He has
yılı
blessed us
hizmetlerle,
with such
eserlerle
good
Türkiye'ye,
deeds.
aziz
For
milletimize,
over 18
demokrasimize yaptığımız
years,
tarihi
we
nitelikteki
have
katkılarla,
contributed
yani
to our democracy and
alnımızın
to our
akıyla
country with many historically valuable actions. We work with the principle of putting the nation and our country to the foreground. And our country, which suffered a lot in the past, has now been introduced with the greatest investments of the Republican history. I would like to reiterate now again, all the success we have so far is the work of our nation, and the real owners, righteous owners of this success, all the achievements, indeed is our nation. So everything we achieved was possible by the grace and help of God, and also the support of our nation, and of course all the sacrifices we have made on this path. As the administrators of the country, we take our morale from our people, and over the past 18 years our nation indeed has paid heavy prices, from tutelage to coup attempts, from terrorist attacks to treason. We have been challenged with many predicaments, but we have not remain silent in the face of such challenges. And we worked even harder with the principle that if you believe, you will achieve more. And that is why we worked harder and harder, because we have not taken office with love of position or chairs. We have set sail with our love for our nation in our hearts. And our path is the path of figures such as Hacı Bektaş, Yunus Emre, or Mehmet II, or Sultan Selim. So come, and no matter what or who you are, still come, says Rumi. And this path we follow is the path of love. And our path is again the path that our poet showed us in our national anthem. This is the path of our martyrs who sacrificed a lot. And the path we follow is the path of all those who shielded their bodies against tanks and bullets on July the 15th against the coup attempt. So the path we follow is the path of democracy and humbleness and affection. In 2001, we started this journey by speaking the name of Allah, by saying Bismillah, and we of course along this path have been challenged many times and survived many tests. We have been tested many times, threatened, and also faced treason. And from the country, within the country and outside the country, we have endured numerous attacks, but we have not allowed those people to take away what's been entrusted to us. We did not allow these hyenas to take away what our nation has entrusted. And Abdurrahim Karakoç says, many lovers melted time on this course, and they sweated along this path, and many did bleed on this path, and even the rocks on the path have worn out. So this was, of course, a challenging path. There were some who lost their patience, who lost their breath, and who digressed. On this path, there were some also who fell short, who fell weak, and also fell captive to their endeavors or interests. And we did not care for those who parted ways. We decisively, resolutely continued to march on this valuable path of God, on this holy path, because we from the beginning have always kept in mind for what we are marching, and we will always keep it in mind. And so far, there were many who did politics behind closed doors by wearing masks and as secret agents. We have never chosen such methods, and we will not choose for those wrongdoings. No matter what the other people do, we always will opt for loyalty, faithfulness, and have always put those principles as our guideline. We will not discriminate against any. We will not be making any discriminations, and will not be off the path of justice. Not only those who vote for us, but all who vote for us or not will be delivered with services, and this is our principle, to deliver services to each and every one. Rather than showing off, we will be seeking after winning the hearts of our people by delivering services, and while exerting efforts for our districts and villages and cities, we will always be siding with kindness, affection, love, and humbleness. We will always keep those in mind. And the fact that PARTİ is successful is because we deliver on our promises. This is our trademark, if you will. We are a group of people that keeps their promises and always remain loyal to the words we utter. We have always indeed spoken with our works, with the actions, and we have always tested ourselves and our nafs before our nation held us accountable, and we have always thought thoroughly on our programs with all the minus and the plus points they could bring about. Those who said articulated words in vain during election times now have turned different parts of the country upside down, and we have fixed the situation. And in many parts of our country, there are similar images to see, and unfortunately, we observe such things. In the past, we had piles of trash all over Istanbul when we took office, and now Istanbul is again facing such piles of mountains of trash. About 1.5 years ago, in terms of municipality works, our cities had no difficulty. But for about 1.5 years, there are many challenges that our citizens face. For example, buses do not arrive on time, or there are piles of trash across the city, and problems about sewerage and water supplies and whatnot. And we said when we started our journey that we would make Istanbul beautiful and rid it of trash, mud, and street holes. So these were the nightmares of our people, indeed, back in time. Those pieces of trash and mud all over the city, and pits and holes on the streets. So ideological municipalism has now come back to life as a zombie, if you will. So we now see that many people are being discriminated against when it comes to the municipal works, especially the municipalities now administrated by other political parties. We see that some administrators now act with feelings of grudge, or maybe taking revenge. When people took office, they indeed laid off many people, and they said the otherwise and made some opposite promises before they took office. And Mr. Kemal also did the same. He promised, and he also made some similar promises, but many people lost their lives and their livelihood after they took office, while on the other hand we have never allowed such things to take place before and after the elections, and we were never of those people who forgot their promises after the elections and when the polls were closed, and we always held on to our manifestos, and we explained clearly how we would serve for the cities and districts, and we shared all the details with our people. And for the past 1.5 years you have been running activities, and you follow the principles, and I know that you take our manifesto as your guideline. I firmly believe you are the forebearers of municipal work that come from heart, and I would like to remind you our 11 principles once again. City plans have to be made in a long-term fashion and on the basis of equity. Infrastructure problems will be completely solved in all the cities. Urban transformation work will be organized in line with the needs of the districts and the needs of our people. We will act on the basis of creating unique cities, and the cities will be developed in line with their own stories. And smart cities will be following the advances in the technology and will use all those opportunities to bring it to the service of our people. And the municipalities will be eco-friendly, respect the environment, and be in harmony with all the living beings in the cities. We will attach importance to social municipal work and then reach out to our people, touch them directly, and create services as such. Through horizontal municipal work, we will align with the nature and always pay respect to our culture of neighborhood, and then create settlement areas that would be set as examples and be exemplary. For example, last week we were in Rize, and we visited Aydar Plateau with my colleagues, with the ministers, and we could observe that the infrastructure work and the superstructure work was still ongoing, and this is what this manifesto requires, and we will be putting what this manifesto requires in practice in Aydar Plateau. This goes the same for Uzungöl. We will do the same in Uzungöl because municipal work is the work of AK Parti, and therefore we will be materializing all these. We act on the basis of administration, government, together with people. Therefore, we will be making decisions with participation of the people living in the regions or specific districts. The resources of the municipalities will be openly and rightly used. The cities will create, produce value in fields of culture and tourism in many other areas, and we will adopt approaches that will increase the life quality. So all the AK Parti municipalities will be following those 11 principles and sensitivities we have. This is how we will be delivering services to our people. I always say those who fail in local governments cannot achieve in central governments. Therefore, we will first prove ourselves, and we have proven ourselves in local governments, and then became a candidate for the management of for the administration of the country centrally. August 25th is on its way, and on August 25th we will be visiting hopefully Ahlat, Due to the coronavirus, of course, this week we will not have a very crowded group of people visiting. We will have a smaller scale organization, so to speak, and in Ahlat we will be undertaking activities for our students. We have constructed dormitories, two dormitories for students, and we also have established a complex, a presidential complex in Ahlat, and our purpose is to provide better opportunities to Ahlat with those investments, because Sultan Alparslan stayed there over the night of his march, and then started marching towards Anatolia, and we want to commemorate that. We will spend the night in Ahlat, and on August 26th we will be departing for Manzikert. Our colleagues have made preparations. They are still engaged in preparing, and the Archers Foundation is also under the auspices of the municipality, is organizing a very meaningful commemoration ceremony will be held there for Manzikert, to commemorate the Battle of Malazgirt-Manzikert, and we will spend the night there, and the next morning we will continue to march. And in many parts of our country, especially in Istanbul, we have successfully passed all our tests. Even though we were a very young party, just 1.5 years old, our country gave us the task to administrate the country. And the more successful we are locally, the more successful we will be in all fields, such as education, health, or agriculture, and many other fields. And then we will only deserve the blessings of our people. The smallest lack of satisfaction, of course, will make us pay the price of it for the whole country. Therefore, when we are working, we should keep our horizons open and not confine it to the boundaries of the cities or the districts you serve for, because every wrong step you take will show its manifestations in other parts of the cities or the country overall. As the mayors, you with your city will represent all 83 million of these people, and you should feel the responsibility of all 83 million on your shoulders. And I am sure that you will continue to work by showing this sensitivity, and and act sensibly, and we will be contributing as much as we can, and offer you all the means you need as you serve for the nation. My dear brothers and sisters, the local government's reform in the next jurisdiction year will be brought to the attention of our assembly. This way, the local governments the many problems of the local governments will be solved. And my dear brothers and sisters, the main theme of our consultation and assessment meeting today is the youth. Over the past 18 years of office, AK Party has always placed a lot of importance on the future of our young people, and we have always considered them as the assurance of our bright futures, and this is how we adapt our politics. We have given words, a right of say to the young people in the politics of our country. We, as the AK Party, gave them the chance, and for the young people, you know, the age is 30, and when people are at the age of 30, they will go to the next stage, so to speak, in politics, and we have about 1 million young people working within the scope of of our organizational structure. And when it comes to women, we have about 5 million female members. And for women, we have very important positions. Women represent very important ranks and positions of our main organizational structure. So when you bring the two together, it's golden for us. And we have other 5 million members, so totally it's about 10 million members for our party. For the other parties, this is not the case. And in terms of the number of members, this is what we are, at what stage actually we are. And now we have a target until the election. We every year will add an additional 1 million members to our organization and have 4 million additional members until the elections, and then will be much stronger during election times. So many reforms have been undertaken for our young people, and it was again AK Party which made those dreams come true. We know that we are a very young population, and therefore we make our projections and plans and organizations in accordance with the acknowledgement that we have a young population, and our local governments are preparing a lot of projects, and 300 projects ran by municipalities have been assessed, and a center now has made evaluations about all the works for 3 years. After a very intense and meticulous work of 3 years, a very comprehensive model for youth activities by the municipalities has been prepared. This is a project of common sense and mind, and this way we will be supporting our young people and help them with their national and spiritual values, contribute to their activities in sports, and also help them acquire skills, vocational skills, and also help them discover their skills and abilities for their future careers, and then offer them all the opportunities and the means so that they can use all their skills and abilities for the good of our country and for the whole world. With such youth modeling projects of our municipalities, we have had the chance and will have the chance to produce methods and models that will address the needs of our young people. And this will also help the municipalities to exchange experience. We also have the respective units established under the roof of our municipalities. They will remain in coordination and cooperation, and we will be following the ongoing activities frequently and receive information on a regular basis. On the path towards 2023, I believe this is an important project, and I ask you to embrace that project. As I conclude, I once again wish that the consultation and assessment meeting for local governments will be auspicious for our party and for our country. And I again ask you to convey my love and respect to the brothers and sisters in your cities and districts. Thank you all very much. Stay in health.
Hitaplarından dolayı teşekkürlerimizi ve saygılarımızı arz ediyoruz efendim. Efendim, belediye başkanları istişare ve değerlendirme toplantımız burada sona ermiştir. Teşriflerinden dolayı bir kez daha AK Parti Genel Başkanı, Cumhurbaşkanımız